how to gain wisdom. Can you remember how to gain it? So what did I say? To gain wisdom? So you haven't got enough wisdom to say that, huh? So what did I say? Forgotten? How many people attended last week talk? How many? Oh, very few. Oh, that is why, very quiet. I told there are 3 ways how to gain wisdom. Suttamaya, Chintamaya, Bhavanamaya. 3. Sutta means listening. Why the Buddha said listening? Those days there was no book. Everything they had to learn by listening, paying attention, no books to read. Very learned man is called Bahusutta, one who heard a lot. That means learned. But today, learned man we introduce as well-read man. See the difference, how the time changed. Well-read man means very learned man. So, by listening, we can learn many things to gain our knowledge and understanding, little bit of wisdom. Not fully, little bit. Then the second method he introduced as Chintamaya. This word Chinta in Malay language give different meaning. Cinta. Love, isn't it? Cinta. The real meaning is not love. Cinta means thinking. Chitta, mind. Cinta, thinking. By thinking, concentrating, analyzing, observing, investigating, we can get knowledge and wisdom, little bit of wisdom. That one is better than what we gain by listening. Then the third method, he introduced Bhavanamaya. Bhavana means meditation. Through meditation, we gain the real wisdom. Because meditation is to submerge, to control, to eradicate all the evil forces which interrupt our mind. So when we reduce those evil forces from the mind through meditation, we gain real wisdom. Because no more darkness in the mind. Now all of us have darkness because of those evil forces. They always mislead us, interrupt, disturb. Therefore we cannot gain wisdom. So when we could manage to get rid of them, then the brightness appear in the mind. Then our knowledge turn into wisdom. When the knowledge remain with evil thought, it is not wisdom. It is only knowledge. When the evil forces are reduced, controlled, then the mind become unbiased. With the evil forces, mind is very biased. Then no wisdom. So last week I explained how to gain this wisdom. Then tonight I would like to point out, it is also related to our meditation. By cultivating our mind, by radiating our metta, our compassionate love, metta, maitri, The literary meaning is real friendliness, metta or maitri, friendliness. Then, among those four sublime states, Brahma Vihara, four Brahma Vihara, introduced by the Buddha for us to practice. They are above our normal human way of life. That is why they are called sublime state, highest. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka, four sublime states. When we develop our mind up to that level, we have gone beyond our normal way of thinking. That is why they are called sublime state. So the first item is metta. In English, we say loving kindness, compassionate love. So whatever words we use to explain, we must know the real meaning of this. To radiate this metta, we cannot confine to one particular area or community, not only towards human beings. For every living being, not only in this world, any part of the world, if living being exists, we can radiate this metta. It is a universal, compassionate love. The love that we extend without expecting anything in return. When we love, we always expect something. Then husbands and wife love each other. They expect in return something. Parents and children love. They expect. Parents expect something from the children. Children expect from the parents. Therefore it is not metta. It is love. But this metta, even friends develop their relationship. It is not metta, because they depend on each other. When we radiate this without any discrimination, now the followers of other religions also talk about love. But their love is limited only to the followers of their religion. They cannot extend this love towards the followers of other religion. Therefore it is not metta. Now Buddhists, if we extend our metta only towards our Buddhism, it is not metta. Because we are biased, discriminate. So irrespective of race, religion, color, for every living beings, we radiate this metta without expecting anything from them. We do that for their well-being. When we say, Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta, many people, when they radiate this metta, recite this. Go on repeating, just to concentrate. Sabbe satta, all living being. Sabbe means all. Satta means living being. Sabbe satta. Bhavantu sukhitatta. May they be well and happy. Happy means when they have no problems and troubles and disturbances, they are happy. So we radiate our metta with the intention of supporting them, helping them to get rid of their lot of problems, disturbances. It really works. the purity in our mind, when we radiate this, become very energetic, very strong mental energy. Because we have no jealousy, no anger, no selfishness, no enmity in our mind. So, then the mind also become very strong without those evil forces. Then we radiate this metta unbiasedly, without any boundary, without any limit, to every living being. They will be benefited. Not only living beings, even plant life, we can radiate this metta. Because the plant life got sensitive feeling. They can absorb our mental energy. Scientists have discovered this. They have planted certain trees, one group here and another group here. Every day they go and talk to this group. I don't like you. I don't want you to grow. One group. Another group, you can say, I love you. I want to see that you are growing very well. Continue for some time, then they have seen the difference. How this group growing very healthy and this group is not growing. How mental energy can change the plant life. You know, there are certain trees cannot produce fruits if there is no human vibration, sound vibration. Human sound vibration is important for that tree to produce fruits. So it clearly shows the mind can influence the plant life also. Now, the immediate result that we gain by radiating metta, the Buddha explained. But all the other meritorious deeds produce the good results after our death, many of them. Some of them only create the effect within this lifetime. Here, the Buddha mentioned, if you practice this metta, 11 kinds of good results you can experience within this lifetime. Not like any other meritorious deed. This is the highest, the meritorious deeds that we can perform. The good karma that we gain by radiating metta, we cannot gain by spending even millions of dollars. The highest good result. But people do not know that. They are willing to work very hard. They are willing to spend any amount. But they do not know, without working, without spending anything, simply by radiating their loving kindness towards others, they can create lot of good karma, an immediate result. And what are those 11 kinds of good effect that we experience immediately? Sukhang supati, sukhang patibujjati, napapakang supinang passati, manussanang piyohoti, amanussanang piyohoti, devata rakhanti, nasa aggiva visangva sattangva kamati, tuvatang cittang samadhiyati, mukhavanno vipasidati, asammulo kalang karoti, uttaring appati vijjanto brahmalokupagohoti. 11 kind of good result. The first one, Sukhang Supati can sleep peacefully. Those who cannot sleep, practice this for half an hour, can go to sleep very peacefully. Immediate result. Because when we radiate this, we remove so many mental disturbances that disturb our brain cells. So when you concentrate in this way, we allow the brain cells to calm. Then we can sleep. Very practical. Sukhang Supati, we can sleep very well. Sukhang Patibujjati. Now, you want to get up 4 o'clock in the morning. If you practice this, exactly at the same time you can get up. You don't feel tiredness also when you get up in that time. You know, when we get up early morning, we feel very tired. Not normal. Take time for us to adjust ourselves. After washing, cleaning and this and that, take time to become normal. And the face is very sour. When you look at the face, as soon as people get up from their bed, face is very sour, no serenity. Look at animals, birds. Early morning they get up. Sometimes 5 o'clock early morning. For what purpose? To go to airport or railway station? To go to office? Why do they want to get up so early in the morning? That is their nature, way of life. Because they go to bed very early. They go and relax, then adjust the time, get down, start singing. Many of those birds are so happy, start singing immediately after. So in our case, our faces are very sour early morning when we get up. The reason is we do not follow the nature. Night time is for us to sleep, not to work. Daytime is to work. But all those animals, they go on searching their food and this and that. Evening, they go to bed. Never delay even half an hour. Therefore, they don't feel tiredness. So we cannot go to bed even 12 o'clock also. We got to work. We have to go to cinema, to enjoy nightclub and this and that, and television program. Night time is for us to sleep. So, if you practice this metta, you can get up at any time when you want to get up. You don't feel tiredness also. Because you allow the brain cells, neurons to calm, not to irritate, not to provoke them. Napapakang supinang passati. If you practice this metta, you can avoid from nightmare, no bad dreams. Many people get very dangerous, very fearful dreams. After that they worry. What is going to happen? Nobody knows. But those who practice this metta never gain nightmare, bad dreams which create fear in our mind. Because when the mind is calm, it is not so easy to provoke our subconscious mind to project evil thoughts into the mind that appear as dreams. Our memories which are deposited in the subconscious mind, when the senses are not working with the mind is alone, then the subconscious mind projects certain memories that we have in our, then appear as vision. Mind creates the vision. Then we get frightened. So we can escape from bad dreams if you practice this. Manussanam piyo hoti. Other human beings like us. Because when you look at the face, we can see something. This person is practicing some sort of kindness or compassion or metta, because the face is the mirror of the mind. When you look at the face, in many cases we can see what is in the mind. To understand whether this person cruel or wicked or stupid or intelligent, when you look at the face, we can understand. So those who practice this, people recognize, then they like. They know these people are harmless. These people are very kind. So they extend their assistance or support or cooperation just when they look at the face. Other human beings like them. Manussanam piyo hoti. Amanussanam piyo hoti. Amanussa. Manussa, amanussa. Non-human being. Non-human beings mean a spirit, ghost or devils, animal, any kind of animals. They are amanussa. They do not disturb us. If we really practice this metta, animal, ghost, devil, spirit, they cannot disturb. They become powerless. Now let us take those monks who spent in the jungle where there are fierce animals, tigers, lions and pythons and all the animals. But these animals never disturb because they get smell. They purify that area by radiating that metta. The whole area they purify. So the animals and others, they are very sensitive. They never disturb. So there is no reason for us to scared of devil or ghost or spirit if we really practice this metta. Because they become powerless to harm you, to disturb you. Then you can get rid of the fear that you have in your mind about ghost or devil. Well protected. Amanussanam piyo hoti. Devata rakhanti. Devas always protect. Devas, you know who they are. They have certain powers. They keep an eye on these people. Then support them to protect them, to avoid accident, misfortune, disturbances. So they are protected by the Deva. This is one of the advices given by the Buddha to those Devas. Divacha rattocha haranti ye baling tasmahi nerakkata appamatta. Ratana Sutra. Those devotees who remember, who invite Devas to share the merit that they gain by performing religious services. Then the Buddha advised the Devas, Tasmahine rakkata apamatta. Therefore it is your duty to protect them. So they keep an eye on. I have told you, I think sometimes ago, how I escaped from death 4 times. Nobody else in this world can explain how I escaped from the death at the last moment. Therefore, I strongly believe if we lead a religious life, there are some guardian devas, guardian God, who keep an eye on us. So when we are going to get into trouble, they can see, they can understand very easily, because they catch everything from the vibration. Deva. Now, there are animals, dog, they can catch many things which human mind cannot. Their sensitivity is so strong. Now, custom officers use the dog to catch drugs, opium. Dogs can get smell, but not the human nose. So, these devas, they feel, they get the feeling, vibration. After that, protect. Devatanu rakka. Manussanan piyo hoti, amanussanan piyo hoti. Devata rakkante. Nasa aggiva visangva sattangva kamati. Fire, dangerous weapon, and poisons. We get the chance to escape from these 3 dangerous things: fire, weapon, and poisons. That means the house that we are staying suddenly get fire due to wire shortage or something like that. But you get the chance to escape. If not, it may happen when you are not in the house. And poisons, accidentally or purposely, somebody wanted to poison you. But you get the chance to escape without taking that poison. Then the weapon like time bomb and various other dangerous weapons, get the chance to escape them without people come and attack them or disturb them. A lady in Penang wanted to go to Singapore by plane. She come by a taxi. Halfway, the engine trouble, the taxi could not move. She could not get another taxi also. So the driver had to repair the engine and start. When he reached the airport, that plane is left already. She could not catch. So, while scolding the driver, he went away. After listening to radio news, she heard that particular plane had a plane crash at Johor Bahru. I saw that place. All died. Next day, this lady went on searching this driver and gave him $100. Because of him, she escaped on that day. How it happened, nobody knows. These are the things that we can rescue. That is why we always say, the Devas keep an eye on. So, Sukhang supati, sukhang patibujjati, napapakang supinang passati, manussanang piyo hoti, amanussanang piyo hoti, devata rakhanti, nasa aggiva, visangva, sattangva kamati. Escape from fire, poisons and dangerous weapons. Tuvatang chittang samadhiyati. Very easily we can concentrate. Now we cannot concentrate because so many things are working in our mind. Five senses bring external objects. Mind creates mental image. So many thoughts are disturbing. But when we develop this metta, mind is very tame. Therefore, easily we can concentrate. When we read, when we do some work, accurately we can do that because we can concentrate directly. This Tuvatang chittang samadhi. Mukhavanno vippasidati. Mukha. In Malay also they use this word mukha, isn't it? For what? Face or mouth? Mukha. Only face. But in Pali language, mukha, mouth as well as face, for both. Mukha, two meaning. Here the mukha varna, the face, the complexion, the serenity, the charming appearance of the face, soothing to others. It is true. We have seen many people, because the shape means the complexions, the features, some changes take place because the mind created. Mukhavanno vippasidati. Asammulo kalang karoti. Well, that is also important. One day, when we are going to depart from this world, we can depart from this world without fear, without worries, without confusion. Because these are the things always disturb their mind. When they are going to die, the fear, worries, confusions disturb the mind. Therefore they cannot die peacefully. Now if we practice this, one day, very peacefully, without fear, without worries, we can depart from this world. I remember many years ago, I was invited to go and do some blessing for a lady in Bansa, a Chinese lady. Doctors told them that she may die at any moment according to her heart condition. So when I entered into her room, she was so serene. Old lady was very serene looking. So then I started to do the chanting. She was listening with devotion. I was watching her while chanting. Halfway, when I was reciting Ratana Sutta, she finished. Nothing. So peacefully departed. That's my experience. When you look at her, we can understand she got a very peaceful, contented mind. So while I am chanting, she finish. Without struggling, without anything. That is why here the Buddha says, one day when we are going to depart from this world without suffering even physically and mentally, without worrying, without fear, we can depart peacefully. Then the next existence become very fortunate because we departed without any mental pollution. If we depart with mental pollution, next existence cannot become very peaceful because the mind is responsible for the next existence. Now let us take those who commit suicide. Very difficult for them to have a better rebirth because due to frustration, disappointment, anger, jealousy, enmity or grudge, ill will, all sorts of evil forces are boiling. Therefore they could not tolerate it, commit suicide. So it is difficult to find out another peaceful life in the next world. Therefore that is not the way how to depart from this world. Asammulho kalam karoti. Mindfully. Asammula means mindfully. We can depart. After that, uttaring appati vijjanto brahmaloku upagohoti. Last one. After his or her death, rebirth or existence again do not take place as human, higher than that, higher than the devas. Uttaring appati vijjanto brahmaloku upagohoti, Brahma world. There are 16 kinds of Brahma realm introduced by the Buddha. 6 kinds of Devaloka, 16 kinds of Brahma world. So the life in Brahma world is entirely different. In certain cases, no visible physical body. Cannot see the physical body, but the life is there. To them, there is no burdens of the physical body. No sicknesses, no old age, no suffering, no pain, nothing. They are free. For a certain period, not forever. In certain cases, physical body is there, the mind is not active. Active means no feeling. Just like under anesthetic injection. When the doctors give anesthetic injection, at least for 3 hours, we do not do anything about the physical body. That is why they cut here and remove all these things, no feeling. So these Brahmas, throughout their life, they spend without any feeling. Complete calmness, peace, satisfaction, that's all. Another thing, these Brahmas have no sex formation, neither male nor female, completely free from that. That is the biggest problem in this world. So they are free from that. When you observe 8 precepts, we recite Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of this precept? Abrahmacharya. Do not know. When you take 5 precepts, just now you recited, Kamesu Michachara. Kamesu Michachara means sexual misconduct. That is the 5 precepts. But when you take 8 precepts or 10 precepts, instead of Kamesu Michachara, we recite Abrahmacharya Veramani. What does it mean? Anybody who knows? Pardon? Behave like Brahma, meaning a Brahmacharya Veramani. Because they are sex free for certain periods, say 24 hours. 8 precepts, 24 hours. Behave like Brahma. So they are free from so many problems that human beings are facing. And many of them do not take any solid food. Solid food doesn't mean they take only drinks. Nothing. No drinks, no fruit. They exist. Piti bhakha bhavissama deva abhasarayata. This particular Brahma world, their food is their happiness. Happiness they take as food for their survival. It is true. When you get very exciting good news, the whole day you forget your food. Not necessary to eat. The happiness that you gain, this exciting good news day. Those days we had social welfare lotteries, but you got the first prize, the news. The whole day you don't know to eat. You forget about the food because of that happiness. Then easy to understand. So these devas, Brahmas, only their happiness, because no worries, no fear, no pain, no suffering, only happiness they experience. So that happiness is their food. So their existence again take place in one of those Brahma worlds. There they can spend long period, thousands of years. After that, rebirth take place again. The Buddha pointed out this. Before that, people believe that is the final goal. Becoming a Brahma is the final goal. The Buddha says no. Because still they have craving for existence. As long as craving for existence remains in our mind, we can stop rebirth. Again continue. Now the Buddhas, Arhantas stop rebirth because they have no craving in their mind. Then, those who have attained Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, 3 higher stages, before he or she attained Arahanthood, dies. After death, rebirth never takes place in this world, because this person developed the spiritual way of life. Never come down this worldly life again, but cannot attain nirvana because not yet attain arahanthood. Still there are few mental defilements. Then what will happen to them? Rebirth take place in one of those Suddha Vasa Brahma world. Suddha means pure. That place is called pure, Brahma realm. while staying there for a certain period, develop the mind to attain arahanthood from there, then attain nirvana. Do you know how Mahayana schools of Buddhism started this Pure Land, Sukhavati, by taking this? By taking this particular area, they have elaborated, decorated, beautified and introduced as Pure Land, Sukhavati. When I attended a conference in Taiwan, the concept of Pure Land, I mentioned this. You have borrowed this idea from Theravada, Tripitaka, and after that you have expanded and elaborated and beautified, introduced as Sukhavati, Pure Land. This is the place. They say Bodhisattvas are waiting there without attaining nirvana because of the compassion they have toward you. But this saying is against the teachings of the Buddha. The Buddha has never uttered such a word. Bodhisattvas cannot take us to heaven or nirvana. We had to work individually. That is not the teachings of the Buddha. However, so when we develop this metta, up to what extent we can develop our way of life within this lifetime, all the 11 kind of good result. You can start tonight. Don't know, straight away you won't go to Brahmaloka, but you can sleep well. You understand? Any time when you experience difficulty, instead of thinking all sort of rubbish, stop thinking. Focus your mind only toward this. Then the mind can relax and relax. After that can go to sleep. That is why the Buddha Sukhang Supati, can sleep well. So this is a practical method that Buddha has introduced. This metta is so energetic. So one day, the Buddha gave a sermon to a group of monks, having seen certain mistake that they have committed. That particular sutra is called Fire Sutra. The Buddha fired them. Then many of those who have committed those things got frightened. Next day, they gave up this one and gone home. Then the Buddha noticed many of those monks are missing. What happened to them? Then the few of them who remained told him, last night, after listening to your fire sermon, they got frightened and gone home. Then the next day, the Buddha wanted to give another sermon. Asked all of them to come, and he gave, here he mentioned this. Acchara sanghata mattampiche bhikkhave bhikkhu mettang chittang bhaveya. No doubt, you might have committed certain bad deeds. But if you can practice this metta, at least for a few minutes, the power of this metta will be able to overcome the bad effect of the bad deeds that you have committed. So he consoled them. After that, settled the problem. Now here you can see how forceful we can overcome certain bad effect also by radiating metta. not only to experience this kind of 11 kind of result. There is no another very highly appreciated meritorious deeds other than this. Because this is very difficult to do. As I explained earlier, to every living beings, not only to one particular group, whether visible or invisible, whether near or far away, whether in this world or any other world system, whether big or small. In Metta Sutta, the Buddha mentioned all these things. Bhutava sambhavesiva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitat. Born and unborn. Born, unborn means still waiting, expecting. And to them also radiate this method. By doing that, we serve others and we develop our religious way of life. We experience some sort of confidence, calmness, reduce our anger, jealousy, got all the evil forces from the mind. Then we get contentment, we get satisfaction. Then we can live without worries and without fear. But we had to do that. We cannot get this from another person, from a God or from the Buddha. The Buddha can guide us by telling how to do that. The Buddha cannot do for us. That is what we are doing. So, please remember this. So next week when I come, I ask what are those 11 points. You have to tell me. Otherwise no mark for you. Okay. Sharing of merit. Himina punya kammena upajjaya gunuttara acari upakaraca mata pita piya mamam Suryo Chandi Maharaja Gunavanta Narapice Brahma Maharaja Indace Lokapalaca Devata Yamo Mita Manusace Majjata Vekapice Sabbe Satta Sukhiyantu Punyani Pakatani Me Sukhanca Tividang Dentu Kipam Papeta Omatam Imina punya kammena Imina uddise Kippahang sulabe ceva Tanho padana cedana Ye santane nadamma Yava nibbana to mama Nasantu sabbadaeva Yattha jato bhave bhave Ujjucitto satipanyo Salle ko viriyavamina Maralaban no kasam katunca viriyesu me buddhadi pavaro nato monato aruttamo nato pacceka sambuddho sangho nato taro mama tesottamanubhavena marukasam labhantu mam. Here in this recital, I think earlier also I have explained, we are doing 4 things by reciting this. Transference of merit, inviting devas and others to share the merit, radiations of loving kindness, metta, towards others, creating our aspiration, our aim, 4 things. When you read the English translation, you can understand what you recite. It's very important. If you can concentrate, if you can understand what you recite, it's a service to others, as well as cultivate our way of life, then the aim of our life, without going astray, we can straight away find out our final goal, pave the way for us to not to interrupt our noble work and our noble path. That is what you recite just now. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanu bhavena sadasutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanu bhavena sadasutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanu bhavena sadasutti bhavantu te. So